With Persona 4 Remake eventually coming, a vital question comes to mind. What kind of changes should we really expect to see in P4R? Are we getting a new endgame content that is not paywalled as a DLC? Is Mary going to be a playable party member? Or better yet, a new female lead so that we can finally romance Yosuke? Of course, these things might happen, but let's be realistic here. This is Atlus we're talking about, and if we look at their history when it comes to re-releasing or redefining their games, it's best not to expect too much, so that we can avoid fooling ourselves for thinking that Kotane will be in P3R. Yes, I'm still salty about that. I just want Shinji to have a sweet life, okay? While there's no argument here that P3R is a massive success, the fandom, however, is still split whether Reload is the most definitive version to play Persona 3. Despite having ravishing graphics, helpful quality of life improvements, and new catchy songs, it is without a doubt held back by a lot of things that Atlus either changed or downright removed from the OG P3. And it's apparent that Persona 4 Replay will most likely have the same fate as P3R. Now, this isn't exactly a list of things that I wish to see in the game, no matter how much I want a female Yu Narukami. So here's everything you should expect from Persona 4 Remake. But before that though, if you're excited to eat fish steak again in Persona 4, then like this video and join Otaku Define for more Persona content.
We're just two crazy lovebirds.
What do you mean, bird?
Play along, bird brain.
For us to effectively know what to expect from Persona 4 Rewatch, let's take a look back at how Atlus MP Studio developed Persona 3 Reload. So we'll be examining on things that were added and improved in P3R, what content were changed from the original, and lastly, what were the things that they removed that hopefully doesn't happen in P4R. Let's start with the positive. Look at this amazing art. The all-out attack victory screens is one of the best things to happen in Persona games, so we can definitely expect the investigation team claiming this. And even before the hints of P4R started, there's already a lot of amazing fan arts of this. But moving on. Despite a vocal minority and OG purists being mad at Persona 3 Reload, I think it's finally time to admit that they have improved so much on Persona 3's combat. Even me as a massive fan of the classic, I can't really find myself going back to playing the OG P3 and seeing Mitsuru cast another Marin Karen. Wow, it miss. The combat system overhaul in P3R made climbing Tartarus more fun and less annoying. Now, while direct party commands was already being used in FPS and portable, P3R enhanced the turn-based system for the better, such as applying P5's combat features like the baton pass and showtime moves. The ship system made the combat faster and more engaging as we swapped turns after exploiting the Shadow's weaknesses, and then finishing them off with ultimate moves. So not only can we expect Persona 4 Rewind to use this turn-based system, they are even going to improve it for the better, just like how Reload improved on Persona 5's battle mechanics. For example, Teurgy is a better showtime move because it actually lets us see how to recharge its energy system. It made the combat more tactical as we strategize on making sure we hit the required actions to pull up nuking shadows, like how we need to land critical hits with Junpei, and Yukari's healing makes sustained actions less wasteful. And most importantly, it even made Marin Karen a more viable tactic. I can already see Persona 4 Replay calling it the reaching for the truth. Then they can also polish their follow-up attacks since they've already had that from the beginning, like how Chie punched shadows out of the stratosphere. How strong is she? How strong is Yosuke to survive those kicks? Anyway, we can also expect dark and light skills to get an upgrade, from just being one-hit KO moves like Hama and Mudo to include skills like Eiha and Koha that deal regular damage instead. My only worry about this is that Naoto will be absolutely broken, but that will be balanced as we explore the TB world again, considering that Reload also step up its game with improved dungeon crawling in Tartarus, such as having breakable objects like in Persona 5, Twilight Fragments make the collectibles more challenging to get, but Persona 4 does already have the key system similar to Persona 5, so maybe they'll just improve on that one. What I'm really looking forward to in Persona 4 Replay is seeing it replicate Reload's Monad Doors, the optional boss areas that added depth and rewards to dungeon exploration in Tartarus, especially since Persona 4's TB world suffers from the lack of boss fights. They could also build on Reload's improved Arcana system that adds more depth to exploration, considering that Persona 4 still relies capitalize on the older shuffle time mechanic. Although this time, I really hope they don't mess with the transition between the all-out attack and the victory pose. It just hits different when it's smooth. P3R also had a lot of improvements on the social simulator side of things with a good touch-up on quality of life, with the likes of applying the phone notification system from Persona 5, helping the players to better manage the social link system and what activities can be done in a given day, which in turn improves the fast travel option since we can instantly warp to various locations via text. An autosave and save anywhere function is a must-have, so sorry Pili. And since Rewind might be the subtitle for Persona 4 Remake, then they might as well apply P3R's system of rolling back time to fix mistakes, such as failing exams, missing social links, or forgetting to buy a taiyaki again. Now, the best thing P3R did in improving the slice of life section of the game is without a doubt the dorm hangouts, as it helped deepen the bonds between the SEES members. Now, I've seen some comments from people that they saw SEES members as co-workers and not friends because P3 lacked scenes showcasing their friendship. Thankfully, the dorm hangout fixed that problem as we get to cook, plan, and watch movies with them. And more importantly, it gave us Mitsuru in a ponytail. So Persona 4 Replay better step up their game and add this system too, since out of the Persona groups, the investigation team has the best friendship vibes. Of course, new songs are a given since even the enhanced versions of past Persona games are loaded with new albums. What I didn't expect P3R to do is to fully voice social link events, and I think this is everyone's favorite thing to happen in Reload, since it made the S-Link story more impactful and really delivered the theme of death. Now, while the added songs and fully voiced scenes are all loved by fans, it is not without issues. Reload have been criticized for remixing the songs, and of course changing the English BAs of the characters. I mean, even I was really bummed out. But after playing Reload, I grew to love their performances, especially Zeno Robinson as Junpei, Suzy Young as Fuka, and Aegis voiced by Don Bennett. So if Persona 4 Replay ends up replacing our OG cast 2 like Yuri Lowenthal, Laura Bailey, and Troy Baker, it's going to be tough all over again. Not hearing them voice this characters will definitely leave a void. But change isn't always a bad thing, since P3R updated a lot of the script to make it more cohesive, and more importantly, remove the transphobic scene, which was a much needed improvement. So Persona 4 Rewind may also see changes in their script. However, I also fear that we might see contents being removed, just like how P3R erased the female protagonist. So right now, it's best not to expect a female counterpart of Yu Narukami. But I do hope they don't paywall the endgame content again, like how P3R made the answer an expansion DLC. Instead of that, why not just make a new content as an expansion? Maybe an endgame about you revisiting Inaba after the events of P4G, instead of locking Mari's story behind a $30 entry fee. Now, after hearing all of this, are you guys still excited to play Persona 4 Rewind? While I know that there are some who are still mad that Persona 4 is getting the remake treatment first, Persona 4 actually more than deserves it. If you're curious why, then check this video out. Join Otaku Define for more Persona content. This is Math, and stay awesome, my dudes.